Everyone, it's Kathy Schmitt, the Backyard Stamper, and today I have loads of samples to show you from our new mini catalog and January online exclusive. These all went live yesterday, so the ordering has begun. If you need a catalog, please let me know. It's Kathy at backyardstamper.com. And you can visit my online store from this QR code or go to my blog and sign up for my newsletter at this one. I appreciate any and all orders that you care to make. So I appreciate that. Let me start with the mini catalog. I need to move this before it gets knocked onto the floor. All right. So we do have 3 new kits that just were released yesterday as well. And they are this cute little pet one and a butterfly all inclusive, which means you get the stamp set too and an ink spot. And this non-stamping one, these they have cutouts and these have some gold foiling on them, so very pretty. I like the kits. They make card making easy, and especially for a beginner. Okay. Skipping through the scrapbooking for now, and the mix and match. So I've got this ephemera. This is on page 16. I've got the Unforgettable Times Mix and Match, which is perfect for scrapbooking and card making. They're designed so you can work them together like this card sample did. Use the eggs and the flowers with the happy day. So, and then the Easter one is here. So these are fun accents. I am a scrapbooker, so I will probably use most of them in my scrapbooks. But like I said, you can use them for cards too. This page has love notes. It's a 6x6 designer paper pack, and it's reminded me of the Christmas Tags and More, where except that Tags and More had some punch outs, but they had it so the design comes down the side of your page, so you can cut the front side like this one here and then use a different page. So I have a sample of that. So this is like the left side of the 6x6 and this is the right side. So this paper here is really pretty. Lots of fun colors. It's Azure Afternoon, Cherry Cobbler, Flirty Flamingo, Garden Green, Gorgeous Grape, and Real Red. And then I have one that's not Valentine. And that one is the same exact card, but instead I just added my little Lammy from Woolly Friends. You're simply fabulous. So this paper does not have to be just Valentine. And I do want to point out that on one side, it has the writing. We just click. Well, I don't know that I want to use that, but I might want to use the camera. The back side doesn't have the words. So that makes this much more usable for past Valentine. So it has, this one here, for example, it has Love You More on one side, but the second side just has this flower and not the print. So that it makes it a little bit more versatile. Okay, reason to celebrate. I love this. So this set here has words for all occasions: graduation, just a special day, St. Patty's, Valentine's, Easter, birthday, anniversary. And then you can combine them with happy birthday. you know, and other sentiments. Another wonderful year is good. So these are, this is a really good stamp set to add to your collection. Okay, I don't have any samples from those. And then this suite here, the Lovely and Beautiful suite, is on page 24 and 25. Let me grab that. So it has this is a mega suite where it has a 2 stamp set and 2 die sets. So I did get the Simply Beautiful with this beautiful big flower and some wedding sentiments, and the dies. Now the dies are nice, kind of large. Let me show you. Look at the size of those. But they they are going to pair awesome with the hibiscus embossing folder that was recently last chanced. And I don't know if it's still available, but that I'm going to be able to use both, plus on bags and tags. That would be amazing. I actually have a little tag here that Marissa Alvarez sent me using that big flower. And here's the shape guide. So these dies here are a nice layering die set. So it works, you know, well for any occasion, any sentiment, any kind of doodad that you want to add. These two make nice corner elements on your card, and you've got standalone dies here. So the only two that go with the stamp set are the leaf and the little floral. But look at the nice shape that this makes. Here's this one of the size, and then here's another size. So I love that. And I have a couple of card samples. Let me get this stuff out of the way. Okay, I'm just putting them back together. So sometimes I put the stamp set and the embossing in the same folder, and sometimes I don't. But because I'm planning to use these all the time, I have them in my separate basket of dies. All right, so here's a sample. This one was made by Kathy Miller, and she used Simply Beautiful, Holding You in My Heart. Here's the beautiful designer paper called, what is it? Lovely and Beautiful. This paper really is amazing. It's got gold foiling, see that? And large flowers, but when you cut the element down in size, then it looks gorgeous. It doesn't overpower your card. So here she made a modified Z fold. So it looks like it's going to be a book fold like this, but it's a pull-out Z fold. I like that fun fold. She used the white and gold ribbon, and here's the back side of one of the papers too. And these pearlized faceted circles. Kathy Miller made that one. Okay, so let's see what else. And I made this one using the paper and the dies here. The vellum that came with it is vellum ephemera, and that's called Beautifully Adorned Ephemera Pack. So that's really pretty. There's another one on the inside. And here's this ribbon. Now the ribbon tends to fray the more you handle it. So, you know, be careful. So, all right. Some lovely samples in the book. All right, we have Made with Love Suite. and that is using Endless Love stamp set. And the designer paper is called Made with Love. And here's a pretty example, and this is a pull-out card. And she used two kinds of the paper and the words love and the embossing folder. It's called Hearts of Love 3D embossing folder. That's from Sandy Carlson. And the colors in her card are Flirty Flamingo, which I like that color. It's not quite pink, it's not quite red, but it doesn't, it's going to get some love in this paper pack. So I like that. So I like that color. Here's another one. This is using the dies, and look at how it cuts the holes in them. And they just pop out beautifully. And she die cut the XO and heat embossed the Happy Valentine's Day. Here's that nice bubble bath 1/8 inch ribbon. And some more of the paper. So beautiful. Today and always, love you. So she used the party alphabet for that. That is from Anne Hubner. And look at how she stamped the back. I like that. It's really cute. And a couple more Valentines. These use primarily the dies. And here's that embossing folder again. And she also used the little loose hearts. And you just put a dab of glue down and then pick these up with take your pick tool, and that makes applying them easy. There's that 1/8 inch bubble bath ribbon. Cute card. And one more showing the big heart and the fancy heart die cut. And then she did this awesome fun fold. That is from Kim Williams. And this one is Janine Pullman. And she said she cased it from Stamper's Delight. So just want to make sure I said, and did I say who made this one? Yes, I did. Okay. Let me just put those away. All right. Some samples. Now we have the Easter Joy Suite. And the paper is amazing. And it's really some thick paper. It's not as thin as regular designer paper because it has a little coating on it. And it's beautiful. So this is a card that I made, and I used the all in a row embossing folder, and then the dies from the bundle Easter basket, the Hello Spring, and then I used the designer paper. So some have Easter eggs in them, and this one didn't. And so, you know, spring and rain, we can all wish it's spring, right? And here's the balmy blue ribbon. And I also used some of the Easter gems, which is, comes with lemon lolly and balmy blue and some pretty and pink egg-shaped ones. But the lemon lolly and balmy blue ones you can use all year, obviously. So that's a card that I made. And here's another example. And she used a two-tone cardstock and sanded it off a little bit. So that was clever. And that's from Tracy Bauer. Look at how cute the bunny is. This gingham ribbon reminds me of an old bashful blue one that we had. And it ties up so nicely. It's great that they came back with gingham. I've missed it. The Easter paper has those a sheet of the cutouts too. So here's an example of making quick their scene cards and then just adding a doodad or so. All right, this is called Nature Walk, and this I've got some samples from the Nature Symphony bundle. So here she used I Like You Lots, the stamp. The paper is absolutely gorgeous, you guys. Don't let the pictures in here, they don't quite do it justice. So if you just need some nice background paper for your cards, masculine cards in particular, this is a really, really great one. So she used the words. Here's the die that she punched out, and she's got the faux bronze pentagon on here, and this is from Karen Titus. And here's another card using the suite from my friend Anne Forstall. So she's stamped the big leaf and cut it out and used this wooden look background and more of those faux bronze pentagons. And then she used the back side of one sheet and the front side of another. So great set, or great use for the bundle and the designer paper on this card. Alrighty, let's see what else we got. Cute as a Bug. So this is it's called Sweet Bugs stamp set, and I've got a sample from the bug paper. The paper is really cute, and remember, side B is usually slightly different, so more calmed down, let's say, than side A. So I've got another sample here I'm looking for. Okay, so the paper is the bug paper, and she just, in the back side, this Mossy Meadow, Old Olive Specialty Rickrack. This is so pretty, and it's soft. It's really nice, pretty ribbon. And then there's some, she used the stamp set, and there's these ladybug epoxy stickers, or well, faceted, what do they call it? Epoxy shapes. So this one is from Karen Braxton, and here's another example of the designer paper. This one is from Lynn Feldkamp. Okay, so let's see what's next. I don't have any samples from Beach Boardwalk. And got to silence it. I think I missed a page. Hold on 1 second here. I might have just put them in the wrong order. So this tulip one, I've got a great sample to show you. I did put them in the wrong order. Where's my tulip? Here it is. Okay, so this is a great example of how this die works. It punches out the tulip part, and then the leaves, it half cuts them. So you can, it's not cut all the way through. So they have the dies that you can add the leaves onto, like this, and add in some detailed tulips, or just put designer paper behind it. So she used the pastel shimmer paper behind it. And I love this saying, if friends were flowers, I'd pick you. So really nice. That's Jessica Bridgeton. And Woolly Friends. That one is so cute. Look at what. So when I was growing up, I had a little lamb called Lucy. So Lucy the lamb. And I used a designer pack of paper called I'll show you something patterns. So sending flowers and sunshine. And then I have a second one with no necklace. I think her head is up too high on this one. I'm going to have to adjust that. Sorry for the train sound. I love the woolly friends so much. Oh, I forgot to show you on the Easter basket one, the die cuts out the basket and slits it here. So you can keep it just like that, or you can use this die to cut scraps of cardstock, and then you can weave them through. So that's pretty fun. I forgot to show you that. And then I have my woolly friends. So cute. All right, I don't have any samples from these. Let's see here. Okay, Greenery Lane. So this is a bundle, and here are the dies. See what I said? Sometimes I can put them back in the same folder. So I've got some other samples with this. This one here uses the pretty die here, and she did a second one and just offset it, tied it with that nice old olive ribbon, and used the green paper from the Nature Walk to make this little fun fold. That's from Tracy Filter. And then I've got this one, which uses a stamp set. So she's stamped, it's a two-step, so you get inside and outside, which I love. And she stamped inside like so. And this is Leslie Baumgartner. And I wanted to show you this embossing folder is really quite amazing. It is really deep. And at first glance, it kind of looks like starfish, but they're leaves. It's called Vine and Stone. So it goes well with the Greenery Lane. And the washi tape. So the washi tape, we had washi tape before, and it used, it had a die that cut the whole panel at once of the washi tape, all the flowers. These are not that, because they're the separate dies. So you can get a strip of the washi tape and use it on your card like this one here did, just as the strip, or you can cut them out individually like so. I tried it, and the post-it tape that I used to hold my dies in place didn't stick to the washi tape, so I gotta figure out a way, because the washi tape itself is a little slippery, so the dies tend to move. So I haven't quite figured it out yet. I need more practice. Okay, so that's the Greenery Lane, and then these are some scrapbook kits. I'm gonna pass through these. I do scrapbooking on Sunday mornings, so if you're interested in seeing scrapbooking, you let me know. Here's that all in a row embossing folder, which I showed you on this card here. My computer went to sleep. So there we are. Okay, so there. That's a really nice embossing folder. And it's not a 3D one, so you need to use the two plate threes in it, not the plate four. Here it is, mixed up patterns. This is a great pack of paper. It's very eclectic. It's got loads of colors in it, and you can use it for background cards quite easily. So that is really good. I like that you get a whole bunch of different colors in it. All right. Addressed to You is $1 Million stamp set from Sonia Schulte. And this, I'm so happy I got a sample from it. So she used the line stamp as her background, and then stamped in her frame, added some random different color stamping for the happy, and then added the birthday and the balloons. Isn't that fun? And then she just used paper scraps around the outside, which I thought was really clever because at first glance it looks like ribbon. This is from, it fell out, it's right here. Jan Rodian. So pretty. I'm glad I got a sample with that one because that's not one that I purchased. This is one of the reversible stamps set. And then this one, the Aspen Grove. You know, we had an Aspen stamp set a couple years ago that was kind of styled in a portrait, so you didn't have quite as many trees, but this one is styled as a landscape, if you will. So you've got all these trees. This one is a separate stamp. So these are their own stamps, I think. Maybe not. Maybe these are all individual. But at any rate, oh yeah, they are. Possibly, because it looks like this one is made with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, they are all individual stamps. So you can put as many trees as you want on your page. This is from Leanne Greff, and I love how she stamped that. This is so New Hampshire with birch and aspen. We have birch trees that look just like that. And here's a great embossing folder that uses the stripes embossing folder, which embosses and debosses beautifully, so you can use both sides. And I have a sample here from Marissa Alvarez. So here is one side, and see how it raises the stripe part and debosses the dots. And here's the other side that raises the dots and debosses the wide stripes, so, or the skinny stripes. So really versatile that you can use it on both. And she used that big sweet, the flower one from Marissa Alvarez. This one's Leanne Greff. And that's, oh, I have this one. This is Carol Nordquist's $1 Million stamp set. And it's gorgeous. This one's going to stay in my collection. So I like soft sympathy sets. This has the outside and the inside in the same font. Same with this, the same font. So you can mix and match by your fonts. So I really like that. And I had a sample here. There's one that uses one of the words, give it to God. And where did I put mine? So here's my card. Isn't that funny? The cards kind of look the same. Here's one of my card, and it uses this sympathy saying, which is lovely, and then all the other flower stuff. This one here, give it to God, uses that too. So beautiful set. And I actually am sending my sympathy card to Carol that I made using her stamp set. Here's that Stone and Vine embossing folder. I didn't know where it was in the catalog, and I just now noticed it. It's on page 69. 3D embossing folder, so nice and deep embossing. Okay, so that's it for the catalog. And then we have online exclusives, which I don't know what I just did with my, oh, here it is. The online exclusives. So these will be available until the end of April as well. And I have this printout on my blog, backyardstamper.com. So you can print this out. It's only a couple pages if you do it back to back. And or you can just download it as well. So this lovely blossom suite has some a great bundle in it, beautiful paper. Here's that lovely stripes 3D embossing folder, the Moody palette glossy dots, very nice, and cloud cover textured ribbon. So I've got a sample of the die, not that one. This is a Christmas card from Jamie Adcock, and so she used the die that makes the dots here. I think there's a larger picture on one of the pages. So here's the die with all the dots, and that's what it looks like. And it cuts out some cute diamonds on the inside, so you could use those for a shaker card. Thank you, Debbie Frank, for that idea. The Lovely Blossoms paper is a little different than a normal pack of designer paper. It has 4 designs and 3 sheets of each. Instead, we normally get 12 designs, back to back. So this one still, or 6 designs, 6 sheets, 2 of each design. 12 sheets, 2 of each design. This one is 12 sheets, 3 of each design. Oh, I had a problem with my words there, but here's one of those panel cards. So it has 3 sheets of the panel that you can cut and instantly have a card. So she did Easter blessings, and this is from Janice Wakeman. So nice, easy, quick card. And then this is the fragrant flower. Is that different page? Here's a bigger picture. Fragrant layers, sorry. So here is an example of that die. These dies can be used as standalone dies. So if you didn't want the stamp set, the dies would be totally usable as is, but remember you do save 10% if you purchase as a bundle. So here's a beautiful use of the die frame, which is right here. And this one here uses the 2 dies. So you got the inside and the outside layered, and she did the leaves as well. So really pretty use of the dies on this card. She did not use the stamps because this Give It to God was in that prayer one. Look at this fun fold too. Isn't that clever? Kelly Schudy did that. Did I say? Yeah, I did. Okay, so let me see. Oh, I think that's everything. So 2 things that I have is I have a paper share going on right now, and I have just a couple left of those, which you can see on my, if you use the QR code and go there, or backyardstamper.com. I also have just a couple of the January Happy Mail Club package. So this is a product base. You're going to get a whole pack of the gems, dimensionals, as well as designer series paper, all the supplies you need. There's a $20 value to the products that to use to, well, at least 20, probably more. So at any rate, you do need the stamp set for this bundle if you want the cards to come out just like mine. But those are also on my blog. And then March's card kit will be coming out later today. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate it.